hello. We are here and live. I've got a slightly different background to me. I'm sitting in a slightly different place, and I'm just going to check that you can see and hear me, that I'm in the right place and everything, because I'm changing systems again. So hold on. Blah, blah, blah. Can't even find where I should be. Let's go. On my phone, I can't find me. That's where I should be. Oh, yes, you can hear me. You can see me. All is good with the world. Right, let's get on with this then. So hello. Say hello if you are live. I just realised I can't see any comments. Oh, it's been a while. It's been a while using that system. There we go. I should be able to see them now. So if you are joining me, hello, welcome. It is Thursday. It's the 9th of September. I completely missed my Watch Me Wednesday yesterday. It was a chaotic day. I had every intention of doing it. It just turned into chaos. But I am here today, and I am going to just share with you, if you are on my mailing list or you've been across my socials at all, this week you will have seen that the ultimate card making course is open, but only until tomorrow. So I kind of wanted to go through it, just go through the page where it's got all the information on, and just share a little bit more really. So hello Kim. Right, so if I switch screens now, hopefully there we go. You should now see what I see on my screen. This is the page, this is the link. If you need it, just go to www.theCardMakingAcademy.co.uk/UCMC/UCMC. But you shouldn't need to type those in. I just realised I've not put it in the description for this video, but I will go back and change that once I have finished. But I don't intend to be here very long, so say hello if you are here. I see a couple of you on here live, but I just thought I would go through this so you can kind of see and just explain. As I say, I was very aware that this was a very long page as it was, and when I started kind of covering everything that we were going to cover, it went a little bit bonkers, so I kind of shortened it a little bit. This is what you'll see if you'll go to that page, and I'm looking over here because that's where it is on my big screen and I can read it, whereas it's very little there. So you can scroll through this, there's lots of nice pretty pictures, but what is it? It says there, it's for card making enthusiasts like you. All over the world. So you don't have to be in the UK to do this. Doesn't matter where, you can be any country, anywhere, and take this. I will be covering all differences in all markets. There's not many for most products, but paper and card, there are different sizes, different weights, different systems, and I cover them all. So it really doesn't matter where you are in the world, you will benefit from this. So I'm looking to stop the confusion and the overwhelm. It's really confusing. I had an email just this morning from someone who's like, I'm brand new. There's too much. I don't even know where to start. This is where you start. This is completely why I have made this course, just because there is so much information out there and you don't know what you need to know when you start. All the crafting jargon and that people use, it's just too much. And you just think, oh, where do I start? And we all start somewhere, but when you're armed with lots of information from somebody who has been doing this for 30 years now, hopefully I can hold your hand with you and lead you through a path so that we can get you confident and inspired to make professional looking cards. A lot of people will go, yeah, but my cards just don't look like yours, like someone else's. They look like they've been made by a 5-year-old. Not my words, their words. And we want to rectify that. And there's lots of things that you can learn to change things like that as well. So we want you to make cards that you're proud to create and give away if you want to. Lots of us create and keep our own things because we want to keep them. It's like I've put all this hard work and effort in, I'm keeping this. So it's up to you what you do with them. But as I kind of scroll through the page, I won't go through it too quickly. But there we go, in black and white or blue and white. This is how long you've got before registration closes. So there is a countdown there. So we have 1 day, 12 hours and 37 minutes at this moment in time. And you've got a sign me up button right there. So if you're like already, I'm like, this is me, give it to me now. So there we go. Others seem to make professional cards. I'm not going to read through the whole site with you. But I know that card making doesn't really look that complicated until you actually sit down and try it yourself. So there's a couple of things there. If you've got no ideas, you kind of sit down and your mind goes blank and you're like, oh. I don't know what to do. Then we go through things for that. If you don't think that your cards look how you want them to look, we can go through that. What supplies do you need? What do you need to start to go with? How do you use them? We go through that. And overwhelmed, there's just so much information out there. You don't know what you don't know. And I say, unless someone takes you through it step by step, process by process, in the right order, rather than flitting between, you know, experienced information that you don't know is experienced, going back to basic and more. So if you are sitting there thinking that all those card makers are sharing their perfect cards on social media, then first of all, stop looking. Don't compare yourself to those. You're comparing yourself with somebody, perhaps like me, who's been making cards for 30 years, and that's an unfair comparison. But you're not alone, so don't worry. We can get you making cards like this. So if you're feeling stuck or uninspired, I want you to feel confident in your creativity. Oh, hang on, there we go. Are you happy with the cards that you create? That's what we want you to do. We want to make sure that you're happy with what you create. We want you to stop wasting supplies because you think your cards aren't good enough. I want you to understand some of the basic principles and skills, and I want you to learn some techniques to use in order to achieve what you want. Get inspired and go and create. Don't kind of sit down and go, I don't know what to do. So it's not a dream. It's much more accessible than you think. And the chances are that you didn't study art at school. I didn't. I failed art at school. If you are sitting there thinking, oh, but you need to be artistic to make cards. You don't need to be artistic to make cards. You do have to have an eye for design and maybe sometimes symmetry and some design principles and things like that, as to, well, why doesn't that look quite right? And that's what we're going to be covering. We're going to be covering all those things as well. So it's not your fault. You just haven't seen the right information in the right order, easily explained in simple English without all the jargon. So how amazing would it be to have a step-by-step course that shows you exactly what you need to learn, all the techniques, tools and more in an easy to understand way. So there's a little bit about me there. I don't need to go through that now. You can read that in your own time. But what I did want to do is introduce you to the Ultimate Card Making course. Now this Ultimate course is actually a collection of 3 different courses. So Card Making 101, Stamping 101 and Colouring 101. So they are 3 6-week courses. You get 18 weekly video lessons. There's a Facebook group. You get lifetime access. There are bonuses. And you get my support as well. Now there's the price there. It says there it's just £97. Now if you think about this, if you were to go to 18 classes at your local craft store, craft shop, or even pay for 18 courses, classes online, there is no way you would be paying just £97 for that. So what are we going to be covering? So, Card Making 101 starts the ball rolling. It runs from the 20th September to the 29th of October. That's that 6-week period. And it's all your basics. So, we're going to go through all these kind of things. So, they're listed there. So, card, paper and cutting tools. But what cards? What are the general card making sizes? What card do I use? As I say, that's one thing that's different in the UK and, well, in fact, the rest of the world versus North America. But again, I'm going to be covering it for both. What's the difference between card and paper? What tools do I need to cut it? And how do I use them? I have a lot of people that struggle with cutting straight and cutting their mats and their layers straight. And we're going to be going through all of that. What glue do I use? Again, this is another thing that there's a 10 ton of different adhesives out there on the market. And it's like, well, what do I use for what? Again, we're going to be going through that. We're also going to be covering embellishments. Now, embellishments can be things from rhinestones and dots to ribbons and things like that, and any other essential tools that I think you need to get started. We're going to be going across die cutting and embossing. Now, again, if you don't know what those are right now, don't panic, but we're going to be going over those, the different machines that are out there, what it does, how they work, etc., etc. Then we're going to go down to a bit of theory, so colour theory. How, when you sit there and go, well, these colours just don't go together. We're going to have some ideas and processes and things like that that will show you how, when you know things that will go to colours that will go together well, and why they go together, and all of that. So a whole lesson on colour theory. You will no longer worry with what colours match, why do these clash, why can't I get it right. We're also going to be going through design rules and principles. So I say this is the thing when you kind of look at your card and you go, something's not right, but I can't put my finger on it. It will probably be one of these. So design rules and principles. I know it all sounds very technical, but it's basic information that you need that will keep you going and making your card making great from then on. Morning, Heather. See you popping in there. And then we're going to have a stamps and ink overview. Now, this is not everything you need to know about stamping. It just is what are stamps, why do we use them, how can you buy them, how do you use them, and a rough over the inks. Again, there's a whole load of ink do's and don'ts and what you need, and there's so many ink pads available on the market. That is number one, overwhelm. So we're going to have a little overview on that, because then we're going to go into Stamping 101. So Stamping 101 is all your stamping basics. So this is going to run from the 15th of November through to just before Christmas. And what are we going to cover here? So we're going to cover the different types of stamp there are and how you can clean them. Yes, you do need to clean them, and there's do's and don'ts about how to clean them. Then we're going to go deep down into the different types of ink, what you need for what, how they work, again, do's and don'ts for that. We're going to go through some top stamping techniques and cover some things there. We're going to go through stamping platforms, what they are, why you might need them, what they're good for, what they aren't good for. We're then going to go through background papers and one sheet wonders. Again, I'm not going to go through that too much at the moment, but it is using your stamps to create your own pattern papers, and then using perhaps that sheet of pattern paper that you've made yourself to make a selection of cards. And then we're going to go into heat embossing. Now, heat embossing is one of the things that when you start card making, it is the wow. And it is great, and everyone does wow, and it is one of the things. And again, once you've got the basic tools for that, you've almost got them for life, kind of thing. So once we finish that, we're going to go through Christmas. We're going to have a little break over Christmas, and then we're going to go into, I've just realised there's an error there. That needs to say Colouring 101. I will change that in a bit. But it does say there, all of your colouring basics. So we're going to go through 10th of January to the 18th of February. And again, this isn't how to be an artist and how to make the best of everything you can, and I'm going to make you into the Picasso of the world. Not at all. This is introduction to the basics. So we're going to go over different colouring tools. So lots of different colouring tools on the market. We're going to go through ink pads and blender pens. And again, you don't need to know what these are at the moment, because we are going to cover those. We're going to go through water-based markers, alcohol-based markers, watercolouring and blending. So again, all the tools that you need to do these things, and then the various ways you can use them to get different techniques. So they would normally be £97 each 6-week course. But I'm doing it because this is the first time I'm running this. I'm doing it for £97 for all 3 of these courses. But that isn't it. You'll also get some bonuses. So I've tried to include some of the bonuses again where I've seen lots of people are struggling with things. These are going to help you. So we're going to have a crafting glossary. So that is going to be all the words you hear that you have no idea what they mean. I'm going to tell you what they mean. So you can refer to it when you hear, or you're watching somebody or you're reading something online and you're seeing they're saying something, you're like, I have no idea what they're talking about. Go to your glossary, that will explain what they're talking about. So that's the first bonus. The second bonus is a matting and layering guide. As I say, I know this is something that lots of people struggle with, so we're going to have a guide for that. We're also going to have an adhesive guide, because again, I know you struggle with that. We're going to have an inks guide. So inks is a lot to take in, so we're going to have a special guide for that as well. You can print out and keep. We're also going to have paper weights and sizes guides. So again, it's a little easier in the rest of the world, a little bit more complicated in the States and Canada. But again, we're going to have a guide that goes with that. We're also obviously going to go through that. That's in the Card Making 101 Basics, but we're going to be going over that. But again, it's a reference guide for you. So just £97. You're going to get access to all of this for the lifetime of the course. You're going to have a community with a Facebook group, and you've got me to answer your questions for you. So again, there it is. 6-week card making 101, 6-week stamping 101, 6-week colouring 101 and 5 bonuses. So they should be nearly £400 and I'm doing it for just £97 this first time. There's some frequently asked questions there as to when you'll get access. Is it for people globally? You don't have many craft supplies. Can you still do it? What level is the course available for? Is there an online community? Why should you sign up now? Is it a one-time payment or a subscription? And for how long do you have access? And there we go again, the final. You have 1 day, 12 hours and 26 minutes now to book your place. So you just need to hit that button and you'll go across to here. You'll put in your name, your email and set a password. Put in your billing address for the card that you're paying with. And you can pay with a card or you can pay with PayPal. So there we have it, £97 there. Just click on that complete the order and you are done. You get an email from me explaining what happens next and I get an email to say you are coming and joining the club. So that's all I'm going to share with you for now. I'm going to bring you back to me. Hello. So if anyone's got any questions, you know where I am. We are running out of time. This is only going to be available for, as I say, another day and a half and that's it. Then it will close and there will be no exceptions. If you remember over the weekend and you're like, no, I forgot to sign up. Now I will be putting lots of reminders out there. So this is your first one. I'm going to send this video to my email list as well. I'll be emailing again tomorrow. I'll be sharing all over social media tomorrow. And just so hopefully nobody will miss that it is closing, but I would love you to join us. There are already people that have booked the course and we're going to have a great time. I'm going to take you through everything you need to know. As I say, 30 years of experience. Hopefully I'll be able to answer all your questions. I'm confident I will. So yeah, come and join us. Come and learn everything you need. Stop the overwhelm, be confident and let's have some fun along the way. So thanks for joining me and I will be back again soon. But as I say, day and a half, that's all we've got. Thanks for joining me.